This is the Sports Hounds Real Sports Bark Podcast, bringing you current events, news, NFL, NBA, MLB, soccer, UFC, boxing, and more. Make sure to hit us up on the website, thesportshound.com. And now, here's your host, Tigsta.
What is happening, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Sports Hounds Real Sports Bark Podcast, episode 24, 2019 NBA Finals edition. We have the Warriors versus the Toronto Raptors. Game 1, it just finished, and the Raptors came out on top. Yes, indeed, y'all. This is going to be a good series. Let's go ahead and just cut through the chase. Let's get to the nitty-gritty of this whole situation of the finals. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing like it. Everybody knows what's at stake. The NBA trophy for the finals championship. The Golden State Warriors are going for 3 in a row. And Toronto, this is their first trip to the NBA finals. Let's see how this unfolds. Game 1 goes to the Toronto Raptors. Let's get into it. Anyway, it was a good game. Like I was thinking, I'm siding with the Toronto Raptors as far as taking this series in 6. The reason being that the length of the Toronto Raptors could cause a problem to the Golden State Warriors defensively. And from what I seen tonight, that was the case. It was a good game. Siakam had a heck of a game for the Toronto Raptors, scoring 32 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists. You have Kawhi Leonard going for 23 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists, with Marc Gasol going for 20 points and 7 rebounds. The Warriors, Steph Curry had a heck of a game, 34 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists, with Klay Thompson chipping in with 21 points and 5 rebounds. You also had Draymond Green going for a triple-double again in the finals, playoffs, whatever you want to, get his stats, because this boy is out there hustling. He's playing. To me, Draymond Green is the glue of the Golden State Warriors. Everybody's saying Durant's out. Warriors is better without Durant. Some say the Warriors are better with Durant. This is Steph Curry's team. This is Kevin Durant's team. But the glue, regardless of who's out there, who's starting, who's playing, the glue has to be Draymond Green. He gives you 10 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists in his play tonight. The boy is always constant. You can't knock this man's hustle. This boy is a straight hound when it comes to hustling out there for whatever he can do to help this team win. He's out there doing it. You can't knock this man's hustle. The key factors in the game with the Warriors, their bench play. The bench play was solid. They came in and chipped in with some points off the bench. You can't knock that with their bench points. They scored 36 coming off the bench. Toronto had 25. The key factor is the Warriors spread their points out amongst other, more players than one. With the Raptors, Van Vliet came in off the bench and hit you with 15. So he's the key. Van Vliet is the key for Toronto coming off the bench, because he gave you a good, strong 15 points. The key to this game that I seen, what it could be, and I think it is because of the length, is not the blocks. Well, yeah, the blocks. The block shots is a key too, but the turnovers is really a key. Even though that the points off turnovers were both 17 points for each team, but just the number of turnovers, period, favored the Toronto Raptors. Toronto had 10 turnovers. Golden State had 17. See, that's a key right there. The blocks is a key also, and it goes back to the Toronto Raptors' length. Like I said, they don't have. I'm not talking about the height of the player. I'm talking about the length, the arm length, to be able to defend these passes, to defend shots, to defend individuals. Period. You had the Toronto Raptors coming in with 6 block shots while Golden State had 2. See, that shows you the variable right there, the difference right there in length with the block shots. I see that another thing that Toronto was doing was pushing Golden State off the 3-point line and making them settle for twos, which that's another thing that keeps that score down, because if you just let Golden State shoot threes and they knock them down, that's an extra point that they're adding to their lead or adding to their score, which at the end of the game, like what the Trailblazers learned in the Western Conference Finals against Golden State was those that extra point in those threes make a big difference, especially when you're knocking down multiple threes during the game, where it is easy to erase a double-digit lead with three-point shooting, and we know Golden State has one of the best three-point shooters in the game with Stephen Curry, and that's apparent. You know what I mean? But if you can push him off that 3-point line and make those three become two, then you have a chance at winning this game and keeping the game at an even kill for you to be able to strike and go on a run and win, which Toronto did tonight. Stephen Curry had a heck of a night, but that's it. They pushed him off the 3-point line, I noticed, in the second half to give them a chance to win, which they end up winning. But it was a good game, though. I expect Golden State to go ahead and try to readjust and come out in game 2, which will be played Sunday in Toronto. Give Toronto a better run. I think the 9 days off kind of made them kind of rusty, which, you know what I mean, is to me is a damned if you do, damned if you win situation with the Warriors, because the Warriors wanted time off to go ahead and try to heal. You had Boogie Cousins come in tonight and play. Wasn't a really big factor. You can tell that, you know, the way he was sucking wind, that his stamina and, you know what I mean, just his game lungs is not there yet. You know what I mean? And I doubt they get there anytime this season or this series, due to the fact that the time off that they will be having in between games is not going to give him enough time to get enough run, unless the series goes 7 games, and he has a potential of 6 and 7 to be, you know what I mean, in condition to go ahead and face these Toronto Raptors. But all in all, Toronto Raptors didn't show any stress, any kind of like mental breakdowns in their scheme as far as what they were what they want to implement into this game against the Warriors. But like I said, don't put anything past the Warriors. They've been there and they've done that. They've seen anything you can throw at them. You know what I mean? They didn't face adversity. They didn't. You know what I mean? They didn't hit rocky patches in a run. You know what I mean? Like when when Cleveland came and beat the Warriors out of these last 4 years, game or the second year when Golden State was in the finals, and they came back and won. But they seen that the last 2 years they've won 2 in a row. They're going for a three-peat. So Toronto cannot take Golden State lightly. They are the defending champions. They have been there. They have done that. They have a good squad. So do not overlook them. Don't assume after this first win that, oh, the series is over, we got them. It doesn't work that way. You have to win 4 games. You only won 1. So with that being said, man, I look forward to the series, man. The series is going to be good. This is just game 1. See, Toronto is amped because they've never been to the finals before. This is their first appearance since their induction into the NBA back in the 90s, you know. So, I mean, I salute them because we done seen the Vince Carters, the Tracy McGrady's. We done seen it happen with these, you know, the Toronto putting together a team to try to go ahead and win it all. And they fell short, but now they finally have a team that's complete, especially with minus LeBron James in the East. It opened it up, so we had some good playoff series in the East. You know what I mean? Due to that fact, you know what I mean. That shows you how one man's presence is like felt, or his non-presence is even felt more. You know, so it opens up. Kawhi Leonard. We know he's not 100% healthy, but he's out there, you know what I mean, giving his all. He's producing. He's still a factor. He know how to draw fouls and go to the free throw line and get his points, which that's what he did this evening. But man, this is gonna be epic, dude. This is gonna be epic. This is just the beginning. You know what I mean? Toronto got their first dose. Sunday we see game two, national TV on a weekend when ratings just shoot through the roof. We're going to see this thing happening, man. So yeah, I look forward to a good series. My prediction is Toronto in six. The fact being that their length I can see could be a problem to the Warriors. They're just longer than the Warriors are. Um, they didn't even play. What's the center that they just grabbed back? That's from Australia. Bogut. Bogut didn't even play this evening, so that shows you right there. With Gasol in the game for Toronto, you would at least think you would put Bogut on him, but it's an issue due to the fact that Gasol can shoot threes and Bogut would have to be moved away from the basket to guard Gasol. He knocked down, I think, one or maybe even two threes tonight. I think might be just one, but it was a wide open three. There's nobody contesting his shot. You know what I mean? And the only one big enough to contest his shot would be Bogut. But like I said, there's no use of using Bogut when you want him for block shots and rebounds if he's cleared way from the basket to the three-point area to guard Gasol, because that's what Toronto's going to do. I'm going to take your biggest dude and get him away from the basket, and then the rest of my guys are bigger than yours with Ibaka and Kawhi Leonard's length, you know what I mean, and Siakam. You got options. So I can see the difference. The bigs on Toronto are more athletic and more experienced. Well, now I ain't gonna say more experienced. The only one that doesn't have that much experience would be Siakam. But when it deals with Ibaka coming from Oklahoma City when he was there with Durant and them in Westbrook, you know, when they had their squad, you talk about a 6'10 dude who can shoot the three and block and rebound. That's all you need him to do. Points will come from elsewhere, which that's what they did tonight. They stood up. Siakam surprised me. He put in a hell of a game. And I'm seeing right now that Draymond Green cannot guard Siakam because of the length difference. This dude is long and lanky. He gets his shot off, especially when he's in the paint. And it's not going to be contested, really, because he's going over the heads of them. You know what I mean? So, yeah, like I said, I'm saying Toronto in six just because of the length factor. And if they play defense like they played tonight, pushing Steph off the three, not making him work pretty much. You know what I mean? Yeah, dude, I'm kind of excited for the fact that you have two countries, but within the same league that's going head to head. It's almost like watching an Olympic, like Canada versus America in the Olympics. The only difference is the team players aren't from from that country, but still, it's an NBA organization representing Toronto, representing Golden State. And of course, everybody knows this is Golden State's last year playing at the Oracle in Oakland. And then they move on to their new arena over in San Francisco next year. So this is their last hurrah. This is their last giving the Oakland fans, you know what I mean, their last little run going for a three-peat. You know, Oakland's going through so much with losing the Raiders to Las Vegas next year. The A's they're staying in Oakland, hopefully, but they're looking for another location to play and have a stadium built for them, which will not be at the Coliseum, site right now as it is. So that area is going to be pretty much. It's going to be pretty much a ghost town for sports because there will be no Warriors, there will be no Raiders, and the A's are trying to leave too to go elsewhere. So that whole area, and you have like a lot of ways to get to the game in that area, from BART, the freeway, you have Amtrak, you have the airport. I mean, that's just prime real estate. But you know what I mean? Everything in life comes to an end. It's just you have to cherish what you have while it's here. So Golden State, they already got 3 in the bag. They're going for 4. They're going for that infamous three-peat. Can they do it? We gonna see. This is Tixter. You have been tuned in to the Sports Hounds Real Sports Bark Podcast, episode 24, the 2019 NBA Finals Edition. Stay tuned, keep listening, and God bless.
Thanks for checking out the Sports Hounds Real Sports Bark Podcast. For more exclusive content, follow us on all social media. Twitter, SportsHound 24/7. Instagram, SportsHound Media. Facebook, SportsHound Media. And on the website at thesportshound.com. And tell your damn friends about the hottest sports podcast on the web.